Hey everyone, my name is Nathan Payne. Welcome back to another episode of Blu Ocean Crypto. So today I want to talk about how to prepare for HQ9. So we know it's coming in December, but we don't necessarily know when. Obviously it could be middle, the end, maybe not the beginning, but we could be wrong. So there's definitely a few tips that I have for all of you guys to help prepare for that, and also some first things you should do once you immediately hit HQ9. So without further ado, let's jump right in.
I want to play.
Okay, so obviously there's some basics we all know. You want to get your base maxed. That's without saying, you want to max everything before you move to HQ9. You want to make sure all your troops are upgraded. But there's definitely a couple other things that I want to go through here. So first off, I would recommend that you make sure you've got some training capsules, because when you do first get HQ9, you're obviously going to want to push, right? And this is going to help you do that. It's going to be a rush for loot. And for all of you who remember when HQ8 was released, loot became practically non-existent for the first while because everyone is trying to upgrade, right? So there was like maybe a week or two period. It was a little bit more than 2 weeks that the loot was okay, and then it dropped off dramatically and it became a lot harder to farm loot to get those upgrades. So obviously that's going to be really important. Now, something else that I think is kind of interesting, if you look at the Army Airdrop 3, it says it's only available for HQ7 and 8. So I wonder if we're going to see a new Army Airdrop 04 when we do get HQ9. However, that's good to know though, because if you're just playing one account, you're going to be going to HQ9, these Army Airdrop 3s are not going to be usable. So either use them now to help you farm loot, or you can sell them. It's completely up to you. So I think getting some capsules prepared for that is going to be good. Now, I did think about the capsules too. I think the caps, like the oil capsule and the gold capsule, might be okay if you plan on leveling your collectors immediately, because we're not sure exactly how much more the collectors are going to produce when you get to HQ9. This is still up for debate though, I'm not entirely sure, but we can see that this does work for HQ1 to 10. So we don't have to worry about necessarily a new capsule coming into play. Now, another big tip, and this is one that I don't think a lot of people are thinking of, is your daily rewards. So you can actually stack up to 100 of these. So what I'm doing is I'm going to make sure that I've got 100 on all my accounts. Now, I always go through and make sure to take out any of the sapphire ones so that I'm only leaving room for the gold and the oil. But if you can get 100 of these, when you do go HQ9, you can basically mass claim and get a ton of loot. Now, there's an argument that maybe you don't want to do that right away. You want to wait till the loot kind of starts dying down, and you could just kind of use it to help you get to that next upgrade. But definitely make sure you guys are stacking these up to 100, because that's going to give you a nice boost. Also, a good example is, say you're maybe $1 million away or 500K away from that next upgrade before you're done for the day. You can come in here and start claiming them. So make sure you guys start stacking these, and really all you have to do is just don't claim them, right? But like I said, I always look to make sure to take the sapphire ones out no matter what. Now, another important tip that I don't think a lot of you guys have thought of is actually in your defense log. So when you first get HQ9, and you can see my defense log is 2400, what you can actually do is, if you're willing to take the time to scroll through your entire list, what you can do is you can actually favorite. So if you look at the top left, you see on their profile picture how it shows that they're HQ8. I can actually scroll down and find ones that are HQ7, favorite them, and then go over to my favorites list and start attacking HQ7s. Now, the reason why I want to mention this is you're going to do that with 8s, because when you get to HQ9, anyone that's 8s in your list, essentially you can bully. It'll be easier to get 3-star, and it'll be easier to get the loot. This is a really big one that I don't think a lot of people have figured out, is that when you go up HQ levels, you can go through your defense log and you can bully lower HQs, because it's going to show on their profile pic what their HQ level is. And that's going to help you get Ruby. It's going to help you get 3 stars, obviously, and of course, more loot. The only thing that's a pain in the butt with this is you have to scroll through your whole list. Now, if you can get to the bottom, you're going to find like HQ4s, HQ5s, HQ6s, which are just obviously a cakewalk. But just in the very beginning, when you first move up to HQ9, there's this small window of a couple weeks before everybody else hasn't moved up. You can really take advantage of your defense log. And by doing that, it just makes everything so much easier. So the main things are, make sure you've got some capsules ready. Get your claims for your daily stuff stacked so that you can get 100 of those. Make sure you use your defense log when you first go up. I would also recommend that you rush to upgrade your troops, because getting the troop levels upgraded is really what's going to make a massive difference in attacking. So try to think about what your viable attack strategy is prior to HQ9. Like what are you using the most right now? And super prioritize those troops. There's even an argument if you have some Sapphire to do that immediately so that you can have a stronger attack. And then, it'll be a lot easier, because really if you can get ahead of anybody when you first go up to HQ9, it's going to make a huge difference. Another thing I want to mention is I recommend doing your walls first. I always have. I know some people don't agree with this because they think, oh, well, what about air? But getting your walls done first, for one, it shows you're a serious player. 2, it really does help, and I think it's going to make a bigger difference in HQ9. And the collectors are up to you if you want to do those first or not, if you want to use some capsules. So I just wanted to go over some of those tips to help you guys be prepared, because next month we do know HQ9 is coming. Like I said, we just don't know when, but I'm super stoked for this, because way back in the beta, before the game was officially released, there was a handful of us that were able to test HQ8. We've never been able to play HQ9. No one, even the beta testers, have ever touched HQ9. So I'm particularly excited about that. I can't wait to see this. I'm curious, what are some things that you guys are most looking forward to with HQ9? Leave a comment down below. And I just want to say thanks so much for joining me today. Really appreciate everyone who subscribed to the channel. It really makes a big difference. Do me a favor and smash that like button, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Cheers.